Welcome to the Justice Room. Your life, your rights, your options. Experience and learn from discussions with legal professionals and other experts about the law, its challenges, and how it could affect you. Here at the Justice Room. Welcome to the Justice Room.
It's important to recognize that word convictions is used once again, because if any one of those traffic offenses that we're talking about, if adjudication was withheld, there's no conviction, and so it doesn't operate as one of the 15.
Again, why I think it's important that no matter how simple the traffic ticket may be, that you consult with an attorney and ask them how this could impact you, your life, your rights, your options. What do you need to know about how it could affect you?
Absolutely.
Okay, so then I actually made a note about that. 15 plus traffic tickets. Now 15 tickets in 5 years, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so you can have 3 tickets a year. You get pulled over for speeding, or you ran a stop sign, and you do that 3 times a year for 5 years, and you're going to be considered an HTO, habitual traffic offender.
If you pay those tickets without consulting an attorney and don't get your adjudication withheld, that would be correct.
Wow. Okay. See, again, I don't think a lot of people knew that. I mean, I myself could probably get a ticket. Thank God I haven't in 5 years, but it could happen to anybody.
It absolutely could and does.
Okay. So, and I'm going to close the show on this because I want you to explain this to the listeners as well. A habitual traffic offender offense is a completely separate offense to any of those that you already have potentially been convicted of. So if you've gotten 3 convictions, again, it's important that we understand the word conviction here. 3 convictions. On that 3rd conviction, you may have just paid the fine. Fine gets filed with the clerk. Notice goes up to Tallahassee. Tallahassee sends you a letter. Everything's been paid. Everything is fine. But on that 3rd offense, if I'm understanding you correctly, you're going to get a letter saying, we've tagged you as a habitual offender. Your license is now revoked.
That's correct. And if you drive under that designation, then you can be charged with a 3rd-degree felony, which is punishable by up to 5 years in prison and or a $5,000 fine. So it's one other note that I think is very important for the listeners to understand. There is a law out there that says that you have to update your driver's license with Tallahassee, the DMV, anytime you move. Their obligation to notify you of habitual traffic designation, habitual traffic offender designation, is simply to mail out to the last address, the last known address you've provided to the state. If you've provided an address to the state and then you've moved and have not updated your driver's license within the statutory time frame, then and they mail it out to your old address because they don't have knowledge of your new address, and you go out and drive and get pulled over, it is not a defense to say, well, I moved and I did not receive notice. They only have to mail it out to the address they have on file.
Okay.
So
that could be rather sticky for some people as well.
Many of my clients have found themselves in that situation. I moved. Well, I provided a forwarding address to the post office, but that's not good enough. You have to go down to DMV and update your driver's license so Tallahassee knows where to send any of these notices. Yeah,
and also just so that the listeners know, they can also, as far as I know, or at least in the state of Florida, you can also update that information online. So it's important that you do update that information. As far as I can remember, I believe I can update if I have an address renewal online. But is that correct? Or
I believe so. I would say, however you have to do it, it's incredibly important to do it because you don't know what you don't know.
Okay. Well, I thank you for coming on the show today and talking to us a little bit about this, and I'd like to have you back on the show, and maybe we can talk about some more in-depth issues within dwellises and how it can lead to felony arrests. If you'd like to reach Mr. Kevin Prue, He's with the law offices of Kemp and Prue, and located in Altamont Springs, Florida. He offers free consultations to his
Free
clients.
initial consultations, that's correct.
And if you'd like to reach him, you can reach him through his website, which is www.kplawfirm.net, or you can reach him on his at his office at 407-774-6100. Is there any other methods of communication that you would also like our listeners, if they'd like to ask you a question or maybe going through this situation, how they can reach you?
They can go on the website and actually fill out a little question or comment box with their information, and it will go directly to our email address, and then we can respond from there.
Okay. Thank you for coming on the show again. We enjoyed having you here today.
Thank you for having me, Jay.
Thank you for listening to another episode of The Justice Room.